Shalom. Call Haloyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. It says shooting kills 3 police officers and wounds 2 more in rural Pennsylvania. Police say the shooter is dead. Law enforcement were investigating Thursday after a shooting killed 3 officers and wounded 2 more in southern Pennsylvania the day before. The violence erupted in a rural York County as officers followed up on a domestic-related investigation that began on Tuesday. Police killed the shooter. The shooting kills 3 officers. Authorities were investigating a shooting that killed 3 officers and wounded 2 more in rural southern Pennsylvania. Hours after the violence, the community members held American flags and saluted as police and emergency vehicles formed a procession to the coroner's office. Governor Josh Shapiro condemned the violence at a news conference and said it was a tragic loss of life. Attorney General Pamela Bondi called the violence against police a scourge on our society. It was one of the deadliest days for Pennsylvania police this century. In 2009, 3 Pittsburgh officers responded to a domestic disturbance, were ambushed and shot to death by a man in a bulletproof vest. Police departments across the region expressed condolences on social media. People were leaving flowers at the headquarters of the Northern York Regional Police Department. The investigation into the shooting will cover multiple locations in York County, State Police said in a statement. The emergency response unfolded on a rural road in south central Pennsylvania. Some 30 police vehicles blocked off the roads, bordered by a barn, a goat farm, and a soybean and a cornfields. The 2 injured officers were in critical but stable condition at York Hospital. These type of incidences are going to increase, okay, because we are at the end of this man's society. And so when a society breaks down, the rule of law breaks down. The rule of law, the people, I should say, the citizens don't have respect to the authorities. That's all biblical prophecy, that people will no longer respect authority. People will rise up against authority, and they would even ambush and attack and murder or kill authority. Matthew the 24th chapter and the 12th verse, and because iniquity shall abound. Iniquity, when you read in the NLT, I believe it says lawlessness. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. The word cold in the Greek there is psycho. But what I want to do is, let me go to that in the NLT. Because American society is a lawless society because it's not based upon the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. He has a whole nother set of laws, which is really no laws at all. He has a whole nother set of order, or a whole nother kind of order, which is really disorder. The scriptures say that in this place, America, the light is as darkness, and it is without any order. I'm going to read that real quick because I haven't read it in a while. That's Job the 10th chapter. In the last 2 verses, it says, "Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." So Job understood that once he dies, he's going to return, and he's going to return in America, which is the land of darkness, the valley of the shadow of death, because death is always around, no matter where you are. You see, this was in a rural town in Pennsylvania. I'm in the inner city of Cleveland right now. We know that somebody's dead right now, hidden away, a body somewhere lying in the field right now. Somebody's probably being murdered right now as I'm talking. That's America. Somebody's probably getting into an accident and dying right now. This death is all around us here in America because America is the valley of the shadow of death that David was speaking of. And this is a precept to prove it. It says, "Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." A land of darkness meaning wickedness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, where the light is as darkness. So this is the place where they tell you that evil is good and good is evil. You see? This is the place where it is without any order, because it's not based upon the order or the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. Matthew 24:12 in the NLT, sin will be rampant everywhere. You see? Sin will be rampant everywhere. This is the land of darkness. Sin is just rampant. Adultery, murder, covetousness, idolatry. Everybody worships gods outside of the God of the Bible, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shai. So sin is rampant everywhere. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. You see? So because sin is rampant everywhere, now people don't know what true love is, because the laws, the wisdom, and knowledge of the Heavenly Father is not in the earth. Therefore, Satan has dominion over the minds of these people. So 3 police officers were murdered. And like I said, expect more of it. I'm not telling you that this is a bad thing. And yeah, of course it's wickedness. You know, it's murder. You know, but it's not a bad thing, because all the works of the Lord are good, as the scriptures say. And this is Bible prophecy. This is edging America more and more toward that martial law. Okay, these type of situations is going to be used by the government to take away your rights and to try to put the citizens further into captivity. And the captivity that they want right now is martial law. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's going to come a day where people are going to do things like this, and they're not going to go to jail. The course of their actions is going to stand in their power. They're going to do things like this, and they're not going to get in trouble. But right now, there is sedition among men, which means an uprising against authority and government. People are invading one another right now, but there are consequences. But there's going to come a day where there will be no consequences. Right here it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Meaning they're going to have the power to do what they want. So Lord, edifying, just a quick kid, call me Asherallah. Shalom.